some shopping the next time we get paid. I know that.
What? It won't go
You
in.
never ready when I'm ready.
It won't go in. I'm sure you've heard
Don't
that.
lose them.
I'm sure you've heard that.
No, I haven't heard that.
No, I know you haven't.
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't.
I haven't.
That's why this number required.
You trying it again. Happy spring. Hey, y'all.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, happy Friday. It is the weekend.
It's the weekend.
Yes, somebody said you should we back with the new video and we back with the jump off. So somebody let that in the comments. But shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that watched our previous video. Shout out to everybody that watched Mama Scorpion on Monday because she went in. And shout out to those that watched my WWE Total Divas review, which I will be reviewing every week. It's a lot of shows that we don't touch on. Like you got Bring It On, which is the ghetto version of Dance Moms. You got The Face, which is the better version of America's Next Top Model, because you just don't know who's going to get eliminated. And the damn host got to put one of their fucking contestants up for elimination. I watched that last night. I thought that was cute. And Naomi Campbell is a bitch. But I love Naomi Campbell.
Did you see her on The Breakfast Club when Charlamagne?
Yes, and Charlamagne tried her, and she kept it cool, okay? He tried to find edges, tried about the cocaine.
I only
days.
saw the edges part.
No,
He tried her and said, yeah, because I saw you on the beach. And she said, He said, with no edges. No, yeah.
She I don't care about what people say.
But she did.
She must don't.
No, she really don't. Because she's
mad.
Naomi fucking Campbell.
I mean,
You can't really care when your name is Campbell, but let's not get it twisted. She didn't have no edges on that beach.
And she don't now.
And she don't.
But she looks good. When she walks out, that face is beat, that body is snatched, and that hair is always laid. So shout out to Naomi.
Except for the edges.
Yes. And Naomi Campbell has so much class. Like
She does.
You could say whatever you want, but when it comes to talking to her, she can hold a conversation and
Just don't sit on the phone there.
Yeah, okay. She fuck you up. She's like, I'm working on that. She says she's working on her attitude, and she was on Wendy Williams yesterday, and I loved her. I'm like, oh, this is where Marlo gets it from. Like,
Yeah, of course. Marlo is a fake version of Naomi Campbell. And Marlo Hampton needs to realize there will only be one Naomi, okay?
All right. So, it's a lot of shows that's out that we don't discuss, and I think I might just, review them and talk about them and see what happens. Because everything ain't just Housewives and Basketball Wives. But we going to get into Mary, and it's going to be good tonight. Because the husbands is going to be fighting. The husband and Mitchell. So I got to see that. Don't you ever talk to my wife like that. So
I hope that ain't at the end of the fucking...
You know how they do. They always do that. Just like they ended Basketball Wives on Monday. I want to get into that. Thumbs up this video. Please make sure that you guys share it on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to have to get this done as fast as possible because it is hot. And if you do not order your Scorpion Show shirt yet, please make sure that you head on over to the scorpionshow.spreadshirt.com so you can get your shirt. Also, when your shirt comes in the mail, make sure your hair is snatched and your face is beat. And take a picture and send it to us so we can use it in the intro. Y'all buying the shirts and not sending the pictures. Only 5 people, maybe 7 people send pictures. And then you tag me on Instagram. I say, email me the picture because I don't want to screen cap it. I want the file as big as possible. So please make sure that you send those pictures over to us at cavscorp@me.com or cavscorp@icloud.com. It goes to the same account. I'm going to talk about Basketball Wives. Basketball Wives was this past Monday night, the 5th episode. And, every time I watch, I am not liking Sunday Carter or Sunday Carter, whatever y'all want to call her. She, she's from Philly. She got the Philly attitude. She talks like Philly, but she is a follower. And like I told y'all, Jackie stirred the pot, and she takes her hand around Jackie's hand and help her stir the pot. It's like you be riding for Jackie for what? Like you just dick eating off Jackie every fucking episode. And I'm like, are you going to be a leader or are you going to be a follower? And that's all she do is she sit there laid up like she like I'm that bitch on the and they when they went to Palm Springs or whatever, like I didn't give a fuck about all of that. Ooh, let's get together, blah 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 blah. All I wanted to know is who's going to Palm Springs and why y'all there, what the fuck is going to happen. But I'm trying to find out what is her real issue with Drea. Drea ain't do nothing to her. Jackie, what is your real issue with Drea? Drea ain't fuck your daughter. We talking about the ex-boyfriend. So you mean to tell me that you're mad at Drea because of what the ex-boyfriend told Drea? Get the fuck out of here, Jackie. Like, y'all too old for this bullshit. Y'all like in y'all 40s and y'all acting like y'all in high school. Like, I just can't take it no more, but I'm going to keep on watching because I want to see them fight. Like, I really want to see what's going to happen. And, British girl, your husband looked like he was so happy to get the fuck away from you once he found out that he was going overseas and he had to go the next day. You doing all of that crying and shit. I didn't care for you because you are mean for no reason too. But you want to cry as soon as that dick leave because you're insecure. Like, you upset. Talking about, I need to be there with you because them German women, they don't know how to act like they're real bold. No, bitch. If you're a secure bitch, you wouldn't have to be worrying about your man fucking another bitch while he out there overseas. If you that main one. Like, that's the only reason why you crying because you can't go because you think he's going to cheat on you and find something better while he's out there. So I really didn't care for her portion of the show. But I want to get back to, what's her name? Drea and Jackie. Y'all try to sit there and try to manipulate Brandy, but Brandy wasn't having that shit.
You mean Sunday and Jackie?
Yeah, who I said?
Drea and Jackie.
Yeah, Sunday and Jackie. Y'all was sitting there trying to manipulate Brandy, and Brandy wasn't here for that. Brandy read both of y'all. And Jackie gonna talk about who are you closer to? Are you closer to Dre or Malaysia? She's like, of course I'm closer to Malaysia. Well, you need to stay out of it. No, bitch, you don't need to stay out of it. If I'm just now being friends with you and I see something ain't right between these other two bitter old bitches, I'm gonna stand up for that person and say, y'all wrong. Y'all too old for this shit. Too fucking old. And I can't wait to see what's going down next week once they get into the house. Cause Jackie, like, you be trying to, I don't know, you be trying to act like you innocent, but you the main bitch on there. You're the protagonist or the antagonist. Yeah, the common denominator of everybody's bullshit. And then she gonna talk about, oh no, we got to invite British, because British, that's my baby. Bitch, you just met her. How's she your baby already? Damn, I mean, that's my baby, and she gonna feel some type of way that we leave her out. No, you don't need British there, because British is there just to start trouble. She's just mad for no fucking reason.
Right, she's mad at the world.
Yes, like,
you don't say hi to me right.
Yeah, who the fuck are you to tell me I didn't approach you right? The fuck? Whether it was dry or not, bitch, you better play the fuck along. Hey.
Hey. Hi.
All right.
That's how I be at work. Hey. Like, good morning. Hey.
Bitch, everybody done for it.
First of all, it's too early in the fucking morning for the good morning. Simply, hey.
Hey.
And by 12 o'clock, I'll give you a good afternoon.
Yeah.
If I see you. Okay?
Man, fucking try.
I wish somebody would ever say, "Oh, you don't like to speak." No, I don't. But you're lucky I'm giving you a hey.
Yes,
okay?
I need to talk to you.
It's too early in the morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and you all chipper. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, damn, calm the fuck down. I just woke up 15 minutes ago.
And Sunday, you mad at what's her name? Brandy, because she asked you about the baby. All right. The baby. That ain't no baby. That's your daughter. And you tweeted that motherfucking picture. Don't talk about how your account was hacked. First of all, why do you have a picture like that of your daughter in your phone or on your computer? Because, bitch, I thought you were trying to clap my hand, but you tried.
No!
I don't ever want to see a picture of any of my family members. Okay?
Like that.
Let alone have it stored in my phone or on my computer to get back.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I don't want that. No. So, bitch.
Why would she have that on her phone?
Oh my God.
And they're gonna say it was hacked.
I don't want. We need to talk to Sunday about that.
Yeah,
because
so you need to. Because you'll ask her.
No, I will. And why did you have that when your daughter?
And when you ask her, don't be sweating.
No, I won't sweat. I'm good now. Back in the day, I was a little nervous.
What you mean, 2 months ago?
Oh no, you true Roger. Back in the day, when I had no experience and I was trying to be all professional. But I think that K. Michelle interview when I asked her about, bitch, when the last time you was fucked like you was trying to pay bills.
Oh, yeah,
I went there.
That was like you did. And she went right along with you.
Okay.
Hand in hand. And I was the only one sitting there looking stupid.
Bitch! When she sat there and started reading, you wasn't ready.
Well, no, I wasn't.
No.
I wasn't ready. I damn sure didn't read. That I didn't do.
Okay.
That I didn't do.
All right. Woo.
They said this is not the movie you paid for. Oh, that's all right. Because I'm gonna sit here and watch it anyway. Because it might just be good.
All right. So, woo. So yeah, all for Basketball Wives. On to I don't know. Where we going to next? Cause you had some.
You said Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, Chris Brown. Okay, so on the last video, I was trying to, like get off the Chris Brown situation. Cause I don't want to come at Chris Brown no more. It's like, I'm tired of beating a dead horse with a stick. I am so tired of just saying, oh, Chris Brown, get it together. Your mom, you need your mom. You need to get it from around them yes people around you. I get bitch, sick and tired. I said tick and tired. Sick and tired of saying the same. Bitch, make that a shirt. What? Huh? I never get tired from that.
Oh, all right. Whoa. We know.
Where's my coffee?
Yeah, where is it?
Yes.
You better drink it.
You try.
And you better not paint.
Oh, and I never do that. All right.
Because coffee will make you go.
Oh, no.
And because you look like those girls.
You trying it on my time.
You look like a Picasso. You look like you will Picasso.
I heard about one of your paintings. Hey, bitch. I ain't gonna say nothing, but it's on Instagram. They like that dude from the Scorpion show.
Oh, the devil is a liar.
Okay. Bitch, find this fucking story. We found out that Chris Brown was, a couple weeks ago we found out that Chris Brown was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder.
I think we called that like 2
long time ago.
Now they're just
you need the doctors to tell you that, bitch. They took the Scorpion show in front of us. We'll tell you what's going on.
No, because I think you may have said something like that about 2 years ago when you said you thought something was real. I think I agree. Something's definitely
ain't nobody gonna beat up nobody and forget they have a career. Okay, nobody.
Except for
but there are some that will just deliberately beat women. Period. But yeah. So we found out about Chris Brown. Yeah. Then we found out on Friday that Chris Brown was kicked out of rehab and sent to jail until he has to go to DC to go to court about the little incident that went on outside the tour bus. So we found out the 3 reasons why he was kicked out, and they were.
Well, one of the reasons that Chris Brown was dismissed from the center, he refused to take the rehab center that he was at recently. He refused to take a drug test, a mandatory drug test, after he returned from an outing that he was allowed to go on. But naturally, when you're in rehab, you're not allowed to be doing no drugs or anything drug related.
Yeah.
So he refused to take a drug test when he got back. He also was caught touching a woman at the center on the elbow after he had signed an agreement saying that he would stay 2 feet away from female clients. Mm-hmm. Now, this is something that he signed. Ain't nobody make Chris Brown sign.
And the reason why he had to do that was because of the incident that happened between him and Rihanna.
Yeah, so some of you are probably at home saying, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it does kind of make sense because remember, he was arrested a few years ago for beating up a woman. So naturally, he's in rehab, so he has to sign his papers saying that he's going to stay away from certain women and not touch them. So, that's strike number 2. And the third strike, during a group therapy session in which participants were asked to say what they do well, he apparently said that he was good, mind you, I am good at using guns and knives.
Oh no, Chris Brown.
So yeah, I guess.
Look, let me tell you something. Are they medicating him at all? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny.
I know you're not trying to be funny, but I don't know, because anytime he sits at a group session at a rehab and they ask him, so Chris, what are you good at? I am good at using guns and knives. Mind you, not good at singing and dancing, but using guns and knives. There is something definitely wrong.
And Chris, I want you to get it together. And they keep him in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day and letting him out only for 1 hour. And they're keeping him away from the other people in prison
because of his celebrity status.
And they're also saying that he's going crazy while he's in there, and there's room that he's willing to pay the settlement just to get out. But just even if he do settle with the other guy in DC, they don't know if they'll still let him out. I just want Chris Brown to take a break from it all. Yeah. Fuck this new album that you're trying to put out this May. Chris, Go on vacation and go see the world. Go somewhere. Get away from it all. Go to a small city and just get away from it all.
It is a year vacation, not a few months.
Maybe 2 years.
Year.
Maybe 2 years.
Okay, and don't tell me he ain't got the money, because Chris Brown has made a ton of money since he's been out since what? The past 10 years.
He needs to leave them drugs alone, because them drugs had him looking bad. And I mean, you know, it's one thing to be light skinned and looking bad and being brown skinned and looking bad. Right. Like when you're light skinned, you can tell.
Yeah. You can
like,
tell the
girl,
because the lips start getting black, the skin start looking dark, they start getting real skinny. They just don't look healthy. And I honestly do believe that Chris Brown needs a long vacation. A 2-3 month vacation ain't gonna do shit for Chris Brown. He needs a vacation where he can go away.
No Twitter,
no social media. He can just go away, like to a nice island somewhere, and enjoy his money, because he has a lot of it. Go away and enjoy himself. And then when he comes back, he can go away and have like a therapist or somebody come and visit him from time to time so they can do daily checkups, and then come back and just have a whole new mindset. Because this Chris Brown, anytime you sit in a therapy session and say that you're good at using guns and knives, and you're touching women, knowing that you signed
an agreement
saying that you wouldn't do it, even if it is on the elbow, you still touch it.
But why are you touching the elbow? And why are you that close?
Right.
Who was in that room when they had them sitting together to let them be that close?
I don't know, but you know, maybe they set him up to see if it was going to work. You know, sometimes they'll set you up just to see if you are going to follow the rules. You know, it's up to you.
He probably has that I'm that Chris Brown persona while he's there.
He probably does. You're right.
I just want him to get help. I don't even feel comfortable, you know, going in on Chris Brown. I just want
not
Chris
anymore.
Brown
Now that we know that he's bipolar, but then that's something that we said about 2-3 years ago. But hey, usually people catch up to what we say, you know, sometime later. But that's all right.
Yes.
You know, we'll get credit one of these days.
Yeah. So can we talk about how that boy?
No, can we talk about how Marsha Ambrosius had a concert last night here in Philadelphia, and legendary singer Patti LaBelle came out on stage to sing with Marsha Ambrosius, and then called Marsha Ambrosius Jill Scott.
Jill Scott. Now see, I don't know how that happened.
Me neither.
But the only thing I can say is Patti is getting up there, okay?
Yeah, she's.
But there is no way.
Yeah, no way.
You could confuse Marsha Ambrosius and Jill Scott.
And then she had the nerves to say the best singer in the world, Jill Scott. So that means that she has that feeling already about Jill Scott, that she feels as though Jill Scott is a singer, which we all know Jill Scott can sing her ass off. Yes. But then how do you confuse Marsha Ambrosius and Jill Scott?
I don't know.
And then you confuse them at Marsha's concert?
Oh my God. And I was trying to get to that damn concert, but you know, I feel bad for Marsha that happened.
I do too.
I don't know how. I mean,
I'm sure they laughed it off. Yeah, but that's embarrassing.
Child, that is very embarrassing. And you just don't. Some stuff, Patti.
Patti should have said thank you.
There's no way to let that one down. You can't.
She should do what Beyonce does. Stick a tape and stick it on the stage when Beyonce goes to certain cities and write the city that she's at, so she can remember. Maybe Patti should have did that on stage and wrote so she can know.
That wasn't Patti's stage to be writing that on.
But she should have known. Yeah, how do you come on my stage? And you know,
I don't know. The only thing that could save that is if Jill Scott was in the building.
But Jill Scott was not there.
But still,
and Patti and Marsha. First of all, but still, okay. Granted, let's do it Kevin's way. If Jill Scott was there, right? If Jill Scott was there and Patti got it messed up. But remember, Patti said before she even said Jill Scott's name, she said the best singer in the world. How do you even say that at somebody else's concert? Right. That's like going to a Beyonce concert and say, "Hey, I'm gonna welcome to the stage the best singer in the world, Kelly Rowland."
That's when because Patti
don't do that.
You know, first of all, you don't. First
now
of all,
I see why Aretha Franklin shaded her, because Patti probably called her Shaka Khan at the White House. And Riri said no.
Child.
Can you imagine if somebody did that to Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, and called her Tina Turner?
Oh yeah, she already went off. She went off on Matthew and Beyonce. Like, bitch, don't y'all ever call Tina Turner the Queen. And then TMZ asked her Aretha, they're like about Beyonce. She was like, who?
Yeah, she said she didn't know who Beyonce was.
Yes, Aretha.
That's what she said.
Bitch, that's how you throw shade.
Aretha Franklin said, bitch. That's a shady queen. I see why her and Whitney was a godmother and goddaughter. Did you see those videos? Whitney used to say, Mariah who? I don't know. You asked about her. What do you think about Mariah?
I don't.
I know.
I would have loved to have been flying on the wall. Just to hear Whitney just talking to regular people about the girls in the industry.
I know.
Okay.
How about after we talked about being Bobby Brown, all these people were going on YouTube and finding it. They were setting me up and saying that they found the show, the whole show.
Oh yeah, being Bobby Brown, yes. And the song was called "Shut Up," and Whitney, she killed that note. You know, just shut up. Like that wasn't even.
Theme song?
Yeah, that's the song. You don't know Black Eyed Peas? Shut up, just shut up.
Yeah.
We try to make it work.
She was singing that on the episode?
Yes.
I gotta find that clip. Is it on YouTube?
Yes.
Wait, where did I type that?
Whitney Houston sings "Shut Up."
Whitney Houston, excuse me,
Have y'all find it?
sings
Like y'all got all weekend.
"Shut Up."
It's cute. We can watch the whole video, and Bobby Brown was in the lobby dancing while Whitney was singing.
Whitney was.
They was the. You
They
can tell they
were
was in love.
high.
Yeah, but they was high, but they had fun.
Yeah, they were. That was one of those days that they wasn't locked in that room.
Yeah,
Because
just-
remember, Whitney told
okay,
Oprah
she's
we would
out
get
there
high
for
and we
3
stay in the room
days.
for days.
And
Send Bobby
Christina
on her way, and I go back in my room.
And Bobby
Scared to
Christina, you tried to tell me you have a fast metabolism. When did it start? You better lay low. She tried it. Talking about, yeah, I got a fast metabolism.
She tried to
Why
get
you
it. I
found
saw
that video?
that.
And then Nick Gordon
This
is
is not
out there
working. You gotta
threatening,
type in your Wi-Fi.
threatening Pat Houston and Gary Houston with these fucking guns. Like, bitch, you ain't no G.
Where's Sissy?
I don't know. Sissy is not worrying about that.
Sissy is the common.
No, she ain't no common denominator. Sissy mind her fucking business trying to get y'all to buy her book to try and buy.
Ain't nobody buying.
No.
Because you know what, Sissy, the people are saying, you know what, we already know what we need to know about how Whitney died. And we don't need to.
But we already know what Pat Houston. Before y'all didn't like Pat Houston, I told y'all something wasn't right with her. Enabling.
Is it going?
It should have joined already. I knew something wasn't right. But she's all right. Like, once that show came out and we saw her for what it was, when she was letting Bobby underage drink, and Bobby was always high. Like, let me find it.
Yeah, please.
She was always high on that fucking show.
Oh, wait, here it is.
Yes, there we go. Nick, you tried it.
Whitney is
Turn that up.
Like I did. Shut up. Nigga, shut up. Look, she hot. Check this out right here. She hot right there. I remember this.
Yes,
This is
Whitney.
old. Look! Look! They're high. Look! They're high. Who's that in the back seat? Bobby Christina. Look! Everybody was high. Everybody was high. Whitney was sitting like this. High. Everybody.
And they let her drive.
And they let her drive. They let her drive like that. They must say signed no consent form. Said go.
But yeah, the whole season, and I'm going to download it on YouTube. The whole season is on YouTube, being Bobby Brown.
I am going to go home and watch that.
And look how big Bobby Christina was. Got the nerve talking about some fast
metabolism.
Bitch, bye. Don't do that. But I don't want Nick coming after me with guns.
Moving along.
Yeah, it's fast. Let's talk about throw that boy pussy. Now, this is a topic that Mikkel is used to.
Oh,
so
you
tried it. Okay. I know it's been a while, but you'll be alright since you're doing it back. But well, I'm gonna keep it cute.
Yeah, you better keep it.
I ain't gonna put it on mute, but I will keep it cute.
You better keep it cute, because we already know.
No, I know, because see, Mikkel be trying me.
No.
So, you know, I got to get him back.
No, I don't try it.
So,
I speak that.
No, lies. So, anyway, there's this new song that came out, maybe, I don't know how long ago, but the video...
Neither do I.
Yeah,
but you are a wide ass.
The video came out that it came to my attention yesterday about throw that boy pussy. And then I see Mikkel tweet about it. So I said, let me watch this video. And then I was like, nah. But I watched the video today. And first of all, before I go in, I just want to say, The person that was rapping, I don't, was it Young?
Red
something. Red
Fierce.
Red something.
Red Bull.
Look, now, I must say, your rap flow was everything.
I would give him an A for effort because it was creative.
Yes,
it was very creative. It was very
he
creative.
He could ghostwrite for a lot of these motherfuckers out here.
Yeah, he could. It was very creative, and I liked the whole when he had him rapping and his homeboys in the back of him, because it really did look like it was like a, until the boys came out and started twerking.
Baby, you know? The boys, when you, first of all,
you can't tell
when
me,
you twerk.
You can't tell me that half of those dancers didn't throw that boy back on him to audition for that.
And I hope not.
You hope not.
First of all, no, because first, let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I was not amused by the asses that was twerking in that video. I feel when you twerk your ass, you have to have a nice ass to be twerking in the video. And you got to have some meat on your body. Because skinny people, to me, don't look right twerking. I like a nice body, like thick, curvy.
I didn't think
I felt that they were too skinny to be in the video. But you know, I'm not hating. I just like a
I didn't think they. Would you want them?
You see how these girls be in the videos twerking?
Yeah, but that's female thick.
Well, hey, see y'all. I'm not going in.
I don't really think that the guys who was twerking. I don't think that they look.
But they look. Their outfits were terrible.
Yeah, very terrible. That was terrible. They looked ratchet.
Bitch, stop texting me, Dan. You know I'm recording.
Where's Dan?
He at work. He know I'm recording.
No, he don't know.
Ooh, and then he got the bitch.
What? What'd he say?
Look at this.
I saw that, but they said.
What is that?
First of all, but you know somebody got her together.
Who?
Little Mo posted that, and they said first of all that's not even a real picture. That's a Photoshop picture.
Of who?
A football player bent over, but they claiming that that's his hole, but it's really not. It's a Photoshop. But you can tell it's Photoshop. What did he say? Oh. Who is that?
Oh wait, no.
Why is Dennis sending you that stuff?
I don't know.
I'm about to text him and say, excuse me, we are recording, and please stop sending that stuff to my co-host's phone.
Talking about so much for everything's bigger in Texas. But who is it? See, I don't know. See, y'all might think I got something against skinny people, and I don't. But I just like thick body, big body. You tried it. Send that down. I didn't think he was gonna send it. But back to the video. While I was listening to the rap, I did hear him say, you know, using a condom. I think that was cute. His flow was everything. Like, I really liked the flow, but I didn't like the song, Throw That Boy Pussy. I think he could be rapping about look, I'm not even gonna go with it. Look, check the video out for yourselves. Y'all tell us what you think. I think that the song is alright, but it ain't nothing I want to sing. I would love to see a gay rapper that just raps, but it ain't as vulgar as Throw That Boy Pussy. I want to hear something better than that. But shout out to him because it was a great flow.
He gonna text me back to him. So what does that have to do with me?
Well, what does that have to do with you?
Because he's texting you while
he got you
recording.
Okay. Fathers being banned from the delivery room is now a law in the state of New Jersey and the only law like that in the nation. I guess, you know, the father was banned from being in the delivery room and he went to the judge because he was going to sue this lady that didn't let him be in the delivery room.
Well,
and the judge,
who didn't let him?
The wife or the,
he was going to sue
mother.
The mother of his child?
From not letting him be in the delivery room during the birth of his child. Now, to me, I feel that women should not ban the father, especially if he helped you create that baby. If he helped you create that baby, why would you rob him of that joy of seeing a child being brought into this world because you don't want him in the living room? I don't agree with that. He must have did something really bad for her to say, no, I don't want him in the delivery room to do that. I don't think that's fair at all to do to any man. Now, I might understand women like, no, I don't want my dad in the living room. And who would want their dad in the living room? Most women would want their mother, maybe their sister or their best friend, and the father of their child to be in the delivery room. Nobody else should be in the delivery room. But I'm just not agreeing with that law that and the judge passed it. I think that law should be, what's the word? I think they should have got everybody else's opinion before they just sign and put that into law. How do you know how state laws are made?
No, if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Oh, bitch, don't do it. Because you can always go.
Oh, I could.
I know that's right.
I know I could. And I'll take my piece of the pie. Because I won't be walking away empty-handed.
Oh, yes, you will.
Oh, no, I won't. I may not know how the law works, but I know how the phone call to a lawyer works. That Michelle.
That's the first thing.
That they taught me.
And Michelle. And Lil Mo.
That's the Herbert taught me. Okay? Did you hear what I said? I said that the Herberts taught me.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to them. You tried it. Here they go. You always throwing shade at every video guy.
Okay, so... But I thought you were going to ask me how I felt about this situation.
Why do you feel about this?
I don't agree with it. I don't think it should be a law banning men from the delivery room. But I do believe that women should have a say whether they want someone in the delivery room or not, because at the end of the day, it's their bodies being exposed. Now, what I will say about this particular situation, I don't know the case, and I have no idea. But some women may not allow their child's father in the delivery room for many reasons. One of the reasons may be because the father of that child probably wasn't involved none of the 9 months of the pregnancy.
Yeah, I think it must have been something.
None of the 9 months, so they probably said, well, you didn't help me with anything. You didn't pay for anything. You didn't take me to no doctor checkup. Nothing like that. So I won't even give you that privilege of being in this room when you didn't help me out for the past 9 months. That could be a reason. I don't know, because I don't know.
Don't give me the privilege of not seeing my child, but then want that goddamn child support. I know that.
That's true.
Because you gonna want that child support.
That's true. But most women don't take their men to child support if their men is taking care of the kids. Now,
but you got some of them that will still do it, and then they just take it on the spike because he.
But then again, is it a bad thing because a woman takes a guy to child support? No, that's what child support's for. It's for the men to pay child support to take care of their child, or a woman, vice versa.
Some women do it just for a check. And I ain't saying all women, so if you a hit dog,
don't holler.
Don't holler.
Okay?
All right,
okay? Because we're not talking to you.
Yes.
We're about you. But I say what you're saying, because some women do it just for
a check.
But I do believe that there are a large amount of women who don't do it for a check. They do it because they
need that money to help child. And they out. But see, don't expect to get child support when they out there fucking Sue, Betty, and Jane, and Paula, and Barbara, and all of them, and got all of these damn babies everywhere. I mean, women have to make smarter decisions on who they have women by, especially the ones that be on the corner all day. I'm gonna be like, what is it about the corner nigga that just got you so infected with it? Is it just the drug money? Like,
I don't know. Probably just the
come on. Like,
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, back to this. Yes. I don't really think it should be a law saying that.
No, it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be.
And I think that, you don't rob the father of their joy. Like, don't do that. Because, again, that's robbery to me. So I wouldn't do that. But first of all, I don't even like when women hold the women away from their children, which leads me into Keyshia Cole. I enjoyed Keyshia Cole on the Breakfast Club today. She talked about her thing about Beyonce and Michelle. She talked about her situation with her husband. She didn't want to go into too much because of her child and everything. But I felt like I really liked Keyshia Cole. At one point I'm like, fuck Keyshia Cole. But just after listening to her and all the stuff that she's been through, like I can ride with Keyshia. She's
okay, what did she say?
Well, number one, she just didn't like the message of Bow Down. She was like, she liked Beyonce's cool and everything. She said every time her and Beyonce see each other, it's always sweet. But of course, who Beyonce going to a T-Fat in front of nobody? No. When you turn around, yes. But I don't know that. But I'm just saying. I mean, anyway.
Right, go ahead. Keep it moving.
Don't do it. So then she told about Michelle. She said Michelle put a tweet on Twitter and then deleted it. And then she said Michelle called her and apologized about it recently.
Okay, now, stop you. Did she say Michelle called her and apologized to her recently about that tweet, or about the whole fiasco that went
about the tweet? About the tweet. I guess she called her.
So Michelle did tweet something negative.
Look, but I didn't see the tweet.
I didn't see it either.
Okay.
No, I don't think any of us saw it.
Long story short, Keyshia said that Michelle called her to apologize about the tweet about the Soul Train Awards, but she said, I didn't know that you could sing live and auto-tune was allowed. So she's okay, but I mean,
if I tweet something about somebody, I'm just not going to call them and apologize about it. If you tweet it, you tweet it. Enough. If they got mad, then they get mad. Who cares?
And she's like, she felt that as a Christian woman, you know how they always get
oh God, here they go,
gospel and Christian stuff.
Oh God,
and Michelle's a Christian woman, so I felt totally disrespected by her even putting something out there like that.
Why would that be? First of all, why is that disrespectful? Because Michelle Williams tweeted, I didn't know that you could sing live and use auto-tune at the Soul Train Awards.
Because
what was disrespectful about that?
Because Christians are uphill, especially the ones that's out there.
Because she said that she didn't know that they were allowed to do that. Okay, yes, it was shade that she threw. I will admit it. Michelle threw major shade at Keyshia. Yeah. But what was so disrespectful and so, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. What was so?
Because you don't really see artists sitting there tweeting about other artists. Like, to me, I don't think you should do that. When you're in the same
that's true.
Because I don't sit there and tweet about what other YouTubers put on their videos. Sometimes I don't like or don't disagree, but I don't want to be like, yeah, and I ain't like so-and-so video when they said, like, who got time for that? No. You don't disrespect nobody when y'all on the same platform. That's just my opinion.
No, you don't. But I try, best believe I got a lot to say off camera.
Okay.
I always have a lot to say off camera. Okay.
But
I won't say it on camera because we're all on the same phone.
Yeah, so she said that, she's like, they feud is over, but of course, they're like, oh, y'all gonna be cool. She's like, no, but whatever. So she also discussed a situation.
She said no, they're not gonna be cool.
No, she didn't answer. Oh. She didn't say no, but But
they were never really friends anyway. So so what? Who cares?
Yeah. So yes, Joy. Yeah. So she also discussed about her album and how people want her to be sad and stuff. But she got some new music coming out. I didn't like
she makes her best music.
Yeah, but I didn't like that new song with James. I want her to go into the Mary J. Blige side of her and put some records out. Especially how the way Booby been treating you during this whole thing. Like, talk about that. She talked about how they co-parent, but she's talking like they're single, like she's about to be single, like she is single. She don't know if it's gonna work or not. She don't speak to Frankie and Neffy. They don't even have her phone number. And she don't want her son around all that chaos.
It's not funny.
Yeah, but what about all the chaos she do around Neffy's kids?
Okay. And how about that? How about this? But it wasn't chaos. It wasn't chaos when she first put him out there.
No, and it wasn't chaos when she was cursing out Booby in front of the baby and all of that on the reality show.
Yeah. And it wasn't chaos when she got on Twitter. And no, she don't like chaos, but she caused a whole lot of fucking chaos when she got on Twitter and tweeted about the Super Bowl.
It's hard for her to put that phone. Oh yeah, she did say that. The reason why she came at Michelle was because she was just getting Michelle back for what she did to her. Tit for tat.
Tit for tat. I mean, she did get her back, but still, tit for tat.
And then she talked about how they went in on her. But she blamed Michelle for them. They tried Michelle. Michelle was like, bitch. That's what she wanted to say. She's like, bitch. And walked away.
Now that was disrespectful when that lady said, you say?
Oh, you say? Yeah. Michelle even had to laugh at that one, bitch. But y'all gonna stop coming for my girl.
They gonna stop posting.
Michelle tweeted yesterday, I ain't never had a problem not fitting in. Alright? How you doing? As long as Matthew was writing them checks.
I never have a problem with not fitting in. Okay? Because I got paid every other week. I got paid every 2 weeks like the rest of the girls. When Beyonce got her check, I got mine.
Okay, I know that's right.
I ain't never have a problem with it.
Bitch, I need to put that on the shirt.
That time, they said that time when Michelle didn't have a drum stand. Now why would you put that on that picture like that?
They tried her, and I hate it. It's petty.
It's petty. I'm not laughing at it. It's very petty. But it's funny because when you look at the stuff, and you say, I never even noticed.
Oh, the time she didn't smile, or the time she missed the
Or the time a fan noticed her on the street, and she's smiling hard, but Kelly and Beyonce sitting there looking like
what? They did that too? So you know what?
It's not right.
Yeah, right.
It's not. No. I don't, I don't know what's going on.
No. So
now why would they have them on that thing like that?
Wait a minute. I mean, I'm trying to find out why that happened.
I'm trying to find out why
But why is it a podium like a platform?
Why did they not give her a stand?
Look, Beyonce said, make that shit work, Michelle.
We ran out. Tina said we ran out. That's not funny.
Can you talk about that Arkansas boy? Because I don't appreciate them talking about my aunt like that.
Who's your aunt?
Michelle.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
Bitch, you don't even.
No, it was. You know, and then people was expecting me to respond back to it when they said,
Yeah, and they always tag me.
And then they tag.
Like, and then she was like,
I'm not gonna tag that. I'm not gonna laugh at that. So then they can screenshot and say, "See, Michelle, I told you they sneaky." That's how they get you.
Oh, she know I'm out. So I mean,
yeah, that's how they get you though. That is. So anyway, there's this Arkansas high school student. His name is Taylor Ellis. I read this story on CNN.com this morning, which it was like really shocking to me that in 2014, students or people are still going through this. But anyway. Taylor Ellis is a 17-year-old student at Sheridan High School. I guess in their yearbook, you know how when you graduate and you're a senior and you post certain things, write certain things for your yearbook. Well, Taylor had written a little post to post in his yearbook, and I guess it had something to do with him coming out, his whole thing of coming out. And the editors of the yearbook decided not to put it in the yearbook because they felt as though it was not appropriate. So then the school principal and superintendent got involved. The superintendent, Sheridan Superintendent Brenda Hayes, because I need to put these names out there, okay, said, "We must make decisions that lead in the proper direction for all of our students and for our community. We must not make decisions based on demands by any special interest groups. The 7 profiles will not be published in the yearbook."
7?
I guess it was something I couldn't understand what it was talking about 7. But the fact that they denied this young man of writing something personal that he felt was personal to him, it wasn't disrespectful, it wasn't derogatory, it was just a story that he decided to put in talking about his coming out. If anything, and he even stated, he said, when I came out, he said, because it's not like anybody in the school didn't know I was gay. He said everybody knew I was gay. He said that when he came out, I guess a year before, everybody was supportive, the students and the teachers. That's why he didn't understand why it was now that he was not allowed. So y'all just gonna
flip the motherfucking script?
That he wasn't allowed to do that.
See, this stuff just makes me angry. We are in 2014. Yes. This is not the 90s anymore. This is not the early 2000s where we were struggling and, trying to come out. People come out early these days, okay? I came out at 16, but at my time, that was nothing, other ordinary. Most people come out in their 20s. But to say that, well, we're not going to put him in the yearbook. We're going to take this out the yearbook because it's gay and this goes against our values. Like, who the fuck are you? You are just a school. Your job is to teach these students, grade them and, teach them where they should go mentally and let them the fuck go. Let them be themselves. Like, how can you tell a student, oh, well, you can't be in a yearbook because you're free to be yourself? Like, what kind of fucking shit is that to say to somebody? I could see if he was saying, like, yeah, I murdered somebody and nothing. No, he was talking about me coming out and being happy and what's he want, where he see himself. I don't know what else he wrote in there, but I wrote about where I see myself and, what I liked and everything. Like, even if I wrote about, yeah, I'm out and everything and I'm so glad, like, who the fuck are you to deny me of putting that in my yearbook? That's my motherfucking truth. I did those 12 years of high school and you want to tell me where I can't put the fuck in that book? Who the fuck are you? This school, like, your students, the ones that supported him, y'all all need to rally behind him.
They definitely
They
are
all need to rally behind him.
They're definitely protesting. And it's sad that the superintendent would even, and they tried to take this incident to the governor and
what the governor got to do with anything?
They said, well, the governor said that they weren't going to
No,
touch it.
they need to fix it as a school and get it together.
Right.
Let your students be who the fuck they are, and then like, why have guidance counselors in the school? For ones that want help. If you're going to say no, we don't support y'all at all. Who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? And I hate I just hate situations like this. It just makes me mad. Then you got one of not even just that story or being on the gay thing. You got a school principal who got mad because a student tweeted about them on Twitter. So now they're taking away the graduation, the prom, and they're taking away the graduation because of the I guess they called her a bitch or something on Twitter. That whatever they put on Twitter, on Facebook, as long as they ain't talking about killing nobody and shooting up students, that ain't got shit to do with you about what they said about you. You let that shit go. You mean to tell me ain't no students in that high school that talk about you? Just because you don't hear about it don't mean it happens. And just because you do hear about it, if they're not saying it to your face, why should you care? Mm-hmm. You don't take away no student spirit like that. It's people that talk shit all day, every day. It's people that talk shit about me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If you ain't saying it to my face, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You know? So, I don't like that. Like, schools, y'all just need to know your place in situations. Stop, putting your panties in your ass about every fucking thing. You mad about this boy wanting to live his life because he's free to be who he want to be, when you got people that's his age that's out there killing themselves because it's people like you that's telling them no, instead of just saying be yourself, free yourself. You don't have to hold it in anymore and suppressing who you really want to be. Like, come on. I really hope that they all do something about that. They need to rally. Mm-hmm. This is when parents need to be at those parent teachers conferences. I sat there and I noticed something. I noticed that when the news talk about these parent teacher conferences and stuff that goes on in school, it's never in the city of Philadelphia. It's always in the suburbs or somewhere in New Jersey. And those parents pack that place and they get that motherfucking committee together. But the only time I see us on TV is when they threaten to close a motherfucking school. Then everybody can take off from work. They can make picket signs. They could do bake sales. Help keep this school open.
A parent needs to go to one of these Philly things and turn around and point at the parents and say, I don't never see.
Yes.
Go the fuck off.
I swear, I noticed that. I said, Philly, they never do it.
Never. It's only when you, like you said, when they're threatening to close schools down is when all of a sudden the parents show up.
And I love the fact that the parents are standing behind that teacher that didn't know what was going on between them two students in the bathroom. She seen something, she reported it, like she did her job.
Oh yeah, and then they
came out for her.
But I didn't understand why again did they fire her?
Talking about because she should have been knowing what was going on, or she should have had her eye on them or something like that. She said, but she did what she was supposed to do.
And she
you can't keep your eyes on all them fucking children. And the way schools are now, it's like 30-something students to a classroom instead of being like 18 to 20.
And you're right; those parents did come out in full.
Yes, they were over that school for not letting her come back. Right. They're like now they want the superintendent out his motherfucking job. Now that's how you fucking do that, bitch. That's how you do that. But to that student, keep your head up. Keep your head up. And y'all keep rallying behind him. That just made me mad. You done fired me the fuck up. Man, who else we about to grind up?
We're about to talk about we're about to grind up the Empire State Building in New York City real quick. That's what we're about to grind the fuck up. So I read another story today on CNN.com where it was a Muslim family who, as we all know, the Empire State Building is one of the tallest buildings in New York City. I think it's the second tallest now after the new World Trade Center. Everybody knows that. I think it's like, I forget what floor it is, but they have an observation deck on like the top of the Empire State Building that people get to go to and look out over the city. Mm-hmm. Well, there was a Muslim family that went up to the Empire State Building like everybody else. It was a husband and wife and their 2 young children, and they went up there. Now, I was reading the story and it said that this all happened last July 2nd, shortly after 11 p.m. I didn't know that the observation deck was still open that late. So I'm thinking maybe it was a misprint. But whatever the case may be, it says that the family's religious belief requires them to recite the evening prayer wherever they may be. Mm-hmm. Now this I have seen firsthand that a lot of Muslims, where if the time comes about that they supposed to pray, they will go off somewhere and they will pray. So this isn't unusual. I've seen this numerous times. Well, they found a quiet little place on the observation deck that was away from everyone else, and they all got down to do their prayer.
How many of them was it?
It was 4 of them. It was the mother, the father, and their 2 young children. Apparently, I don't know if it was someone on the deck or security who was watching what was going on. Security came to them and told them while they were praying. Let me get this straight, because apparently the security guard that approached them was to the father like that while they were praying and telling them that they couldn't do that there. So instead of, I guess instead of politely trying to figure out what was going on, they escorted them out of the building. And so now this family has filed a lawsuit against the Empire State Building for discrimination. And there are a lot of people who are rallying behind them. First of all, they say that this is a violation of the First and the 14th Amendment, as well as multiple state and civil rights laws. It says, I'm trying to get the entire story straight. Payment to the ground floor. Okay, the suit names the Empire State Building Management Company building. Okay, the unnamed security guards. 2 unnamed security guards alleged to violate First Amendment. The family seeking unspecified monetary damages. In response, as the entire state, the claims are totally without merit and will respond to them in court. A lawyer for the family told CNN an unwritten rule or policy was being enforced by security when they removed these people. They weren't bothering anyone. They were out of the way, and for them to be thrown out of the building is just an ignorant and shameful exercise in discriminatory conduct. The story goes on to say the couple was shamed, humiliated, embarrassed in front of each other, their children, and the general public. The family released a brief statement through its attorney. We weren't doing anything wrong. We just wanted to enjoy the view like everyone else. The alleged response to the incident drew criticism from other religious groups. Bill Donahue, president of the Catholic League, released a statement Wednesday which read in part, Muslims who pray in public, including in public accommodations, are simply exercising their constitutional rights. In play are 2 First Amendment rights, freedom of speech and freedom of religion. We hope that Hines investigates the extent to which security guards are expected to censor religious speech. We wish him and his innocent Muslim couple well. This is a sad story all around, because I feel as though the security guards took it a little bit too far. To escort them out of the building was just, I can't even imagine. But you have some of these people nowadays, you also, not even just security guards, you have some of these regular Joes out here who see things that they feel as though is not comfortable, and they target these people, and they feel as though, I don't know what they're doing, so we need to go find somebody. If they're over there praying, I think that if you were unaware of what it was that they're doing, then you politely go over to them and you ask them, or just let them know and have them explain to you what's going on. But and if they're not supposed to do it there, then you say, look, you can't do that here. But you don't forcefully escort them out of the building, embarrassing them, and then embarrassing them in front of their kids like that. It makes young people, when they see stuff like that happen, it makes them start questioning, well, Dad, am I supposed to do this here? Like, where can I do it and where can't I do it? It's not right. And this lawsuit may not go that far, but I think it should be a wake-up call to a lot of people that you can't be rude and ignorant to people when you see them doing things that you may not agree with or you may not understand. My mom always said, if you don't understand, you need to ask questions. And that's something that the security guard should have done. He should have asked them exactly what it was that they were doing and just told them, if you can't do that here, then say, we appreciate it if you don't do that here, because, you just can't do that here. But you don't force them out of the building. Like, that's not right. And that's rude. And I think if I was there, I probably would have said, you can't do that. Like, what if I want to get down on my knees and pray? Are you going to kick me out too? Or is it because they're Muslim? And that's why I
think that's the reason why.
What do you think? Yeah. That's the reason why. Because I'm sure if George and Laura Bush went up to the Empire State Building and decided to start praying, I'm sure they wouldn't have been, and I don't mean George and Laura Bush the president, I just mean George and Laura Bush an average Joe. If they decided to go up there and start praying at a certain time, I'm sure they wouldn't have been kicked out. It's because these people were Muslim, and you can't tell me no different. You just can't.
That's the reason why. I mean, you said everything basically that I was thinking while you was telling the story. But I've just never seen anybody praying like.
I've seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've seen it, and they at work. at certain jobs, they also allow their Muslim employees, especially during Ramadan, because they have to pray certain times in the day, they allow them to go off and do that during Ramadan. Even in certain schools, they allow their students who are Muslim to go and do it because it's their religious belief, and you can't deny someone from exercising a religious belief. I mean, they may not be able to do it right then and there, but that's why you allow them a certain place to go and do it. Like, for instance, at my job, we don't have a chapel. We have a meditation. It's called the meditation room. So it's anybody from any belief. They can go in there and they can worship the way they want to. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, certain jobs have that. I just think that we have to be a little bit more sensitive when it comes to certain religions, because a lot of people will think that you're always excluding them, and that's not the case. If you don't understand, you need to ask questions. And I think it was very rude that these security guards took it upon themselves to kick this family out because of the fact that they felt as though it was offensive to other people. It's just not right. I mean, I can't even imagine how many people was up there at 11 o'clock at night any damn way.
I've never been to the Empire State Building. I don't have no desire to even go there.
I've never been inside, but I mean, like, I didn't even know it was open at 11 o'clock at night. Like, who wants to go stand on somebody's roof at 11 o'clock at night?
And pray. First of all, I don't want to be out there.
Well, they didn't go up there to pray. They went up there to but it just so happens that,
they was up there praying.
Right.
It's time to go to bed.
Okay? Who are you telling? Because I've been up here by 10:15. Yeah, I don't know.
But see, I don't know what the money is going to do for them to help,
That's even if they win, because they may not win, but I think if they don't win, this gets a message out there that you can't be ignorant to certain people's beliefs, and people need to do their homework. They need to do their homework. Some people during certain times of the year, they stop and they pray for certain reasons. Like, this is Lent for a lot of Christians. A lot of Christians are doing a lot of praying. They're doing a lot of certain things. You can't tell somebody, oh no, you can't do that right here. You can't do that. Like, don't be rude and ignorant to certain things. Like, it's just not right. I make it a habit not to cuss around when I'm walking near or around any holy place, whether it's a church, a temple, a mosque. I make it a habit. Don't use no profanity around there, because even though I may not believe in that particular religion, it's still a religious temple, and I would be disrespectful if I did that. And I'm not going to be disrespectful to someone else's religion because I wouldn't want them to do it to mine. I just wouldn't. I have a ton of Muslim friends, and never have any of them ever been disrespectful to me and my religion. And same with me. I've never been disrespectful to them, and that's how our friendship has lasted so long. And I think that people need to be a little bit more aware before they start making these, because all Muslims, I'm sorry to tell you, on September 11th, not all Muslims are terrorists, okay? You have Muslims, and then you have those radical Islamics who like to go and think that everybody is against them and the world is against them. I think people need to learn how to separate the two. And once we get that down straight, then maybe this world will be a much more peaceful place.
Go off.
Because that just makes me mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if it was a bunch of Christians who had hijacked those planes on 9/11, we wouldn't hear half the stuff that we hear today about Muslims. Did you ever think about that? No, we wouldn't. Just like when Timothy McVeigh blew up that building in Oklahoma City, I didn't hear anybody mention his religious belief, that Catholic or that Christian or that Jew or whatever the hell he was. But yet, since it's Muslims, since 9/11, Muslims. They try to throw this out there to scare you because they want you. It's called.
See, wait a minute.
Those people, it's code word. Muslim is code word for terrorist. Just like the new word for nigger listen. Just like the new code word for nigger is thug. You hear those white people out there? These thugs. That's another word for nigger. Muslim is another word for terrorist. Ain't nobody stupid. Just like when Bill O'Reilly called Beyonce a thug the other day.
But wait a minute. You don't have extreme Christians that I have seen that that's made out to the public. So yes, when you see them people on TV, that's the extreme Muslims that's out there willing to take their lives. What they call it for? It's a sacrifice, but it's another name that I can't remember.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You don't see that in the Jewish religion. You don't see that in the Christian religion. You see it mainly from those extreme Muslims. So I understand why I wouldn't, because I know what a regular Muslim look like. But if I was let's say I'm white and I'm not around Muslims, I might think to myself, they might be a part of that because they're not used to seeing what a real Muslim is. You don't see that at all. in North Philly, you see, first of all, in Philadelphia, you see Muslims around, period. So I wouldn't feel threatened by no terrorists. But if they was from somewhere from overseas and I get around them, you don't know. These days, you never know who can be here just to learn, but also here to blow something the fuck up. You really just don't know. Them people got on that plane, nobody knew nothing about no secret, no, what you call them? Not jihad. You didn't know nothing about them kind of people. They was regular, they blended in, and they blew up these planes. And then you got the people that came from another country, done blew up the goddamn Boston Marathon. You just don't know, like, who could be dealing with anything. So I can understand why some people get afraid, but you shouldn't be that fucking.
No, I can't get afraid. You know why I don't understand?
I don't think you should be ignorant and think that all of them are like that.
Because that is a religion. You're saying that, because those people, they're extreme Muslims, but that's saying an extreme Muslim, that's somebody's religion. Those people, what they did on 9/11, you can't just target them as extreme Muslims, because when you add the word Muslim, you're adding the whole religion, which means that the good Muslims are just a part of the bad Muslims. And that's how people who don't understand see it. That's why you should not label them as these extreme Muslims. Because that right there lets you know that people already have it in their head that these Muslims
well, you know what they're called?
bad.
Islamic terrorists. That's what they're called.
No, they're called terrorists. Whether they're Islamic or Islamic terrorists. You said it yourself. I don't remember anybody calling Timothy McVeigh a white terrorist. No, he was simply a terrorist. So then why can't those people who are part of Islam just be labeled as terrorists? Why do they have to be Islamic terrorists? Yes, we know they're Islamic, but why do they have to be labeled as Islamic terrorists? We don't label white terrorists as white terrorists. They're not terrorists. They're crazy before they're labeled as terrorists. But since somebody is Islam, they have to be labeled Islamic terrorists. And when I walk in the street and do something, I have to be labeled as a thug. But yet when these white people
don't have to be.
No, but I'm saying that's how I'm labeled. That is how I'm labeled because of the color of my skin. Let's not play stupid. These people know exactly what they're doing, and the media knows exactly how they are not even just the media, but these racists who operate the media, they know exactly what they're doing when they put that stuff out there. They try to scare people, and I think it's sad. I think it's sad
but you really don't know.
No, you really don't know. But you know what?
It's people here right now planning something else.
But you know what? What you said about the Muslims around? Yeah, we all know Muslims in Philly, but even the ones that you see hanging out in the corner, they could be bad Muslims too. Just because they're not from Islam, they could be bad Muslim too. We don't know, but we don't look at them. But yeah, it's bad of everything. But see, we don't look at them like that. I don't look at them like that. Why I don't look at them like that? Because on the news, half the time on the news, when you see people doing crazy shit, it ain't even them. It's a crazy white man doing something crazy. It's only when somebody from Islam or with a Muslim religion does something, then all of a sudden they're labeled as terrorists. And they may not even be terrorists. They just may be a crazy Muslim guy who decides to shoot up a place. But then why is he a terrorist? Because he's Muslim? I mean, come on.
No, but see, I understand what you're saying. When you're saying why are they Muslim? It's because of the group that they represent.
Those terrorists. No, let me tell you something. I'm sure Muslims out there will tell you, those terrorists do not represent us.
No, they don't represent us. No, but that's what
label them as something, because what they did, they decided their whole belief was, we're doing this for our God. This is what our God wants us to do. And see, let me tell you something. Me and you, me and you are both Muslims.
Okay.
Me and you both Muslims, but you a crazy terrorist. Okay, you just crazy. You just crazy out there. You want to do all this crazy stuff. But me and you worship to the same God. But yet you're telling the world that your God is telling you, the God that I worship to as well, is telling you to go out there and blow up these buildings and kill all these people. I'm gonna look and say, well, wait a minute. I'm worshiping to the same God, and he ain't telling me that. How on earth are you gonna try to use the God that we use to justify the crazy acts that you do? Don't do that, because then it's making us all look bad. And people who don't understand, they look at it like that and they say, well, they all must be like that. If they're like that, why? Because the media keeps labeling them as Islamic, Muslim terrorists. They need to stop saying that. It's not right. If you're going to do that to Muslims, then you need to do that to Christians and Catholics and Jews. You need to label all of them like that. It's just not right. It's not right at all. And I understand we have a lot of terrorists over there. We do. But we can't simply keep putting all of them in the same box, because you're gonna always be in fear.
See, I understand that they're not all a part of the same box, or they're not all in the same box. Just like you got the Christian people, you got the good Christians and the bad Christians.
Right.
Those that worship every Sunday, those who don't worship every Sunday. But you're still. But what I'm saying is, you're still the bottom line is, you're still a part of that religion. But the main reason why these people are called that, the Islamic terrorists, or I'm trying to remember their fucking names that they call them, or the Taliban, or whatever they're a part of, is because they're saying that this is our God, and our God is telling us to do this. So listen. I'm listening. So that's why they're called those Islamic terrorists. No, everybody that that's a part of Islam is not. But those people are part of an extreme Muslim Islam group. I'm not saying that every Muslim is like that, but that is what they are called, because they're saying that their God is telling them to do these things, and if they don't see, if you don't fit into where they want to be at, if you don't fit into what their culture is, and they're going to try to blow you up. That's just, it is what it is. You're still a terrorist, but they are a part of an extreme. An extreme Muslim.
Those are folks who hide behind their religion they use their religion as
and they say I don't really talk about this stuff, so I can't remember the names. But when they sacrifice themselves, when they could go anywhere and just blow shit up. I'm trying to remember that name.
They're all Muslim, but they work for the Taliban.
Everybody Muslim is not a part of the Taliban.
Charlie, go to work now.
But I do hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. They should just be labeled terrorists, but they won't just be labeled terrorists, because they all belong to a group. They belong to an Islamic terroristic group. That's why they won't be labeled as just terrorists. And I don't remember Timothy McVeigh being called a terrorist. I just remember him being called the Oklahoma bomber.
I mean, he's definitely been labeled a terrorist. He definitely has. But he hasn't been labeled a terrorist enough that people remember. Because what he did was terroristic acts, which makes him a terrorist, okay? But yet we seem to forget it. Like O.J. Simpson, he's a terrorist because he goes around
being terrorist. But if there was an evil Christian group, they will be labeled the same thing. They'll call it Christianic.
There probably is.
Just like the Westboro Baptist people. Them people are satanic.
Yeah.
The satanic group. All they want to do is sit there and fucking say gays going to jail and going to hell. Those are extreme Christians.
Have nothing to do with Christianity. Those
I
serve is not the same God that would allow people to do stuff like that.
And then their pastor or their founder passed away, and I really don't give a damn. And I hope that he do have a funeral so they could be out there to protest, so his family knows how it feels when they do it to somebody else's family. Now those are the extreme Christians talking about God hates fags, and the reason why our military is dying is because America is being too nice to gay people. What kind of shit is that to tell and to preach to anybody?
Especially when you got gays volunteering to be in the damn military.
Okay,
when the straight ones don't want to do it.
Yeah. And then I seen, then Dennis going to tweet me this picture about how this lady was talking about the military and how she's not bowing down to those people, and she's like, a lot of them just do it for a check. Like, she's like, I would never say thank you for risking your life to do that. And he was like, well, some of the stuff she's saying the truth. And I said, Dennis, that lady is fucking wrong.
Right.
Okay, you got people that are risking their lives, even if they're not fighting in war.
Right.
They still risking their lives when they go overseas.
So how would
just in case somebody might just try to blow them up.
Supposed to be a truth.
I was just like, that is disrespectful. You don't say that at all.
Right.
You don't, and then you giving up your time to have somebody yell in your face. Only the strong can survive in
Mind you, and you're like away from your family. You're stopping.
Yes, some people will be away for months. People don't, when they come back.
What she said?
Yes.
What did they die?
Oh yeah, she tweeted a whole bunch of stuff. But he tweeted it. But I was like, then this is wrong. Like I don't side with her at all. Like you just don't say no shit like that. I'm not bowing down, or I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna ever say thank you for risking your life for the military, because most of y'all do it for a check. Yes, there are some people that do it for a check. Or
I'm not going to the military for a check.
No, but I don't want to go there because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I might do it for the money.
No, I'm not.
And then they be like, Kevin, we gonna have to send you over to Afghanistan.
I'm not doing
Afghanistan for what?
Let me tell you something, because if you do it for the money, you'll be the first one to go. Okay? And you won't see the money. I'm not doing it for no money.
Then they knocking on your door.
Knocking on my door with a flag.
Yes. And then all your baby mamas gonna come and get that check.
But not me. I will never have to worry about that. I will never have to worry about that.
But you know, I mean, I do understand when you say that. No, it shouldn't be called an Islamic terrorist group, but that's what they represent. Just like the Westboro people, those are extreme Christians. And no, everybody don't follow them. And no, everybody that go to church don't believe gays is going to hell. And you know, but they were just crazy.
They're just maliciously evil. Like they do it to be evil, and they know that they're being evil. And
that's not godly. That's not godly at all.
Out there and to torment people and to make them feel bad, it's just like, and you get pleasure in that, like at somebody's funeral.
First of all, I wouldn't even take pleasure in killing them. I don't understand how people that kill can sleep at night.
Me neither. Because let me tell you something. I already toss and turn. If I killed somebody, I would tossing and turning.
And you know what gets me? The dumb one. First of all, you shouldn't be killing nobody. No. But then there's people that kill and will stay in the same city as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah. In the same city, they'll go to the funeral 7 days later.
Okay? Just to make sure that you're going, and just
and just to make sure that nobody in the church thinks that it's you.
Oh my God. I want them to fuck their father up that killed his daughter and her girlfriend.
Yeah.
I want them to fuck him up too.
Well, Charlie, he's going to work.
Yeah, he gotta go to work.
He better.
Damn, why you always worrying about me?
Because you're always worrying about us.
Look at it.
I see. But yours is not too far from that.
No, but it
But
don't
look
look
at
like
your
that.
stomach though.
It's going down. Look at it. You mad?
And put the camera on your crusty ass.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie. Because those feet are horrible.
Don't worry about my feet.
Oh, girl.
Don't worry about it. Look at the skin started to peel from the side.
Started to. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get these
You got
bad
feet
boys
like an 80-year-old person who don't take care of themselves. And you're only 29.
I could get these done.
You always say that.
Listen.
You do. Mine's your sandpaper.
But don't worry about that.
I'm not.
I wear my socks when it's time for that. But
You would never, ever lay up in my bed.
Oh God, I don't want to.
Shout out to the men who let you lay up in their bed.
Do you my socks are on?
Oh, I'm about to say. I hope so. I hope you don't get in nobody's bed with your socks on.
No, my socks are on.
Lord.
Woo.
Listen.
You tried it. I'm not answering that. No, it's not your business. Mikhail tried it. We ain't never been there yet.
Oh, and you won't with those feet.
Okay. I ain't worried about it. You tried it.
Oh, wait.
Yes, I had.
But just with your socks on.
I don't know.
You did. You had your socks on. I know you did. Because you didn't
I had
me
to,
out there and not to have
Shut up, Bob. You know what? Mikhail's trying me.
Whoa!
So yeah, this has been. Did we catch everything? If we should. We could get it next week. Oh, I can't wait to see that fight between Peter and Greg next week.
Me neither.
That is going to be good.
Greg said, get off of me, Todd.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Oh, these bitches can't hold me back. These bitches can't hold me back. Greg, after what, 5 seasons, and now you finally stepping up and saying something?
He trying to help his girl stay on the show next season. All right, yeah, that's everything.
Because they told them, if you don't spice it up, Kenya will be the new Nene.
Ooh. But I heard Nene might be somebody that always tweets me only to tweet me about Nene. Talking about she might be getting her own spin-off show. It might. I mean, I will watch. But if Nene going to try to be the boss of everybody, that's not going to be fun. Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to make it interesting, because the I Dream of Nene when she was doing the wet in the hanger with Lexi and all of them, that was cute. But Nene by herself, I don't know. So we're gonna go. Once you got no. No! I dare you to put this on Instagram. I dare you. I dare you. But I must admit, she looks good. She looks good. And she looks like you trying to child. And that's just the
He gonna say no.
it's true.
I knew.
She was a she looks good. I mean, but
Oh, you tried it. Bitch, no, they tried it, they captured. Bitch, people are, when did the world become shady? Because everybody is shady.
no. And that's how we're gonna end this show.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all have a good night. I mean, a good weekend.
Do it.
Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Throw that boy. No, don't throw a damn
that
thing.
boy puts it back. You better throw it back. You better hope you can catch it.
Okay.